It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and no action in North Central netball last week. Of course, the lockdown prevented all of that, as we know. No action this week or even the week after, I believe, in North Central either. But they do have a plan of action put in place. And joining me on the line to talk about it is Susan Lockhart, who is back. Hello, Susan.
Hello, Jason. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. You getting itchy feet? You keen to get back out to the court and have a look, or you enjoying the break?
No, the week break was probably good. 2 weeks is too long. You know, we might get a game of golf in tomorrow. I think the golf course is open tomorrow for just casual hitting.
That's right, as long as it's only a social game. You can't play competition, of course.
No. Right. I think we can hand our cards in to be handicapped. That's something.
I want to know how the virus knows whether you're playing competition or just having a friendly game. It's a smart virus, this one.
Oh, it's very clever.
Oh, let's not get into the politics of that. Let's talk about what North Central Netball are going to be up to. So what's the plan from this point on? We've talked a little bit about it with the football already, and we've talked about it through the week, but what have North Central decided to do over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, rightio. So originally we had decided that if COVID had hit, we'd had a plan back at the start of the season. We would just split points if that round was cancelled. Well, as it turned out, round 7 was cancelled. We were going to split the points, but now it's back on the agenda, or on the draw. It's starting back on the 19th of June, and we'll be going back to round 7 where round 9 now sits, and round 8 and 9 will be taken out of the draw because they're exactly the same as round 15 and 16 at the end of the season. So it'll be 2 full rounds for everybody, which should work out well.
So everyone plays everyone an even number of times if you do it that way, right?
Yeah, couldn't work out any better, really.
Perfect.
All 6 fellas. We can get it back ongoing at 19th of June, and we don't have any more lockdowns from now until the end of the season. We should be fine.
Touch wood, we don't have to worry about any more of that. Well, that's a little bit of luck in a terrible situation, of course, but the other thing it enables you to do is have that long weekend off, which regardless of whether there's any lockdowns in play or whatnot, it's always tough to play over that weekend. Yeah,
well, that is true, and we've always had it out of the door, so we don't play Queen's Birthday, and then the bye that we had across the football, netball, hockey was to be on July the 3rd during the middle of the weekend of the school holidays. They're going to still stand. The football, North Central Football, have had a meeting, and everybody, they've got around to their football, netball and hockey within the clubs, and they've all decided they wanted to keep those byes to allow people to have the break that they'd originally planned. That if they're allowed to travel, I guess a lot of people will have had plans to plane and travel interstate. Let's hope they can still go where they need to go.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I think everything's going to work out okay. They're going to have a double break. These double breaks, then they're going to come back, and then they're going to have another break. But anyway, it's not a perfect world.
It's not at the moment, but so June 19 is when the competitions will restart in North Central Netball. For now, why don't we have a look at how the season is positioned in terms of the ladders? And we'll today just have a look at the senior grades, A, B and C grade. We'll start with the A grade ladder. How does that look?
Yeah, well, we've sort of spoken about the big game that we missed on round 7, which is now going to be replayed on June 7. Bort, Wedderburn sitting equal points on top. They're going to get to play that on the 19th of June, so we'll be able to define who's going better in the middle of the season. So it starts with Bort on top, Wedderburn a second on 24 points, followed by Charlton, third on 16 points, Birchip Watcham 14 points, Sea Lake Mandowi Tigers on 8, Donald 6, Sanarned 4, and Witchyproof still without a win.
Okay.
The top 4, there is a bit of a gap between the top 2, 24 points, and then Charlton at 16. But and then there's also that 6-point gap between 4 and 5. So it's clearing the top 4 a little bit there.
Yeah, certainly. In the B grade, things are pretty tight as well. Everyone's had a win. Everyone's had a loss, but there's 2 clubs still without a win.
Yeah, that's true. Sea Lake, Mandowi Tigers and Witchyproof without a win in those 2. Still competitive, but just able to have a win. But I didn't have a look at the draw. So does that mean Sea Lake and Richie Proof are supposed to be playing in round 7?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So someone's going to get the 4 points there and then get them off that 0 point. But Donald and Wedderburn are sitting on top there together. Only percentage between those is only 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wedderburn in the B grade beat Donald in the first round, but since then Wedderburn had a loss to St Arnaud. So that was a bit of a shock, that one. And then we go down to Bort and St Arnaud on equal 16 points following that, which is all close. And Birchip and Charlton on equal 12 points, so 5 and 6.
So it's a race in 6 there, really, at this stage in the B grade competition. What about the C grade?
The C grade, so we've got a bit of consistency here with the top 4 teams playing, because we've got Donald again on top and Wedderburn a second. But Donald haven't been defeated in the C grade this year so far. So Wedderburn have had a loss and a draw and puts them at 18 points behind. So Donald are on 24 points with no loss. And Wedderburn have had a loss and a draw. Sea Lake Nandelli Tigers are third on 16 and Bort equal on 16 with them. And then there's a gap going down to 5th with 10 points on Charlton on 5th. 6th is Birchip Watchet on 8, and 7 is St Arnaud on 4 points. And Witchy Proof again are on the bottom of the ladder there without a win in the C grade. But they are fielding their teams. That's a very strong positive.
That is a very strong positive, and we mean that in the good sense of the term. We always like a strong positive at this time. Hopefully we can get a win in the win column for Witcherproof Narraport, because at the moment in the seniors, their club hasn't had one in any grade.
No, they haven't, but they're putting 3 teams on the court each week, which is it's very strong to be doing that. Like previous years, they had a season where they didn't have an A grade a few years ago, many years ago. They just had a B and a C. Now they've had a year where they didn't have a C. Now they're back having A, B and C. So they're getting the numbers there, and they just need a few extra players just to give them that little bit of a boost.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's where we'll leave it for this week, Susan. Enjoy putting the feet up again for another week, I guess. Look forward to chatting with you next week. We'll look at the juniors and their ladders next week, and hopefully we'll have some previews to do the week after that, and netball can resume.
Oh, once we look forward to that, that's going to be great. Let's just hope that everything goes to plan. COVID does what it's told. I know it doesn't like to do what it's told, but we'll see.
Indeed. Thanks, Susan.
Okay, see you later.